Hey, welcome back to the channel. Please like and subscribe if you have time. Hey, we just returned from our trip from Key West, Florida. It was a heck of a trip. We've, of course, left Fasta, Georgia on a 5-day run down to Key West and back. Had a really good time. Had some adverse weather conditions. Pretty cold, pretty wet, coming and going. But all in all, a pretty good trip. We hope you sit back and you like the video. Well, it's morning time and we're getting ready to head to Key West. And man, is it raining outside. Looks like it's gonna be a long day out of South Georgia. All wet and raining. About 45 degrees. Take the good rides and the bad rides. Y'all have a good day now. So we left Monday on the 12th of January out of Valdosta, Georgia. Of course, it's about a 600-mile ride. The first day we left Valdosta, we made it to Naples, Florida. When we left Valdosta, it was about 42 degrees. It was raining sideways, but we had tried to outweigh the rain. But around 1 o'clock that afternoon, we decided we had to go ahead and leave in the rain. Of course, we traveled I-75 the entire route, pretty busy interstate, pretty adverse weather conditions. We made it to Naples that night, Naples, Florida, where we bedded down for the night to arrive Key West the next day. Hey, Big John, where we at, bro?
I ain't real sure just yet. On the way to the Keys.
I hear you, buddy. Day number 2, we're here in Naples, Florida. Gonna be riding the Tamiami Trail down toward Homestead, get on US 1 at Key Largo, down to Key West. Gonna be stopping the Marathon at Robbie's for lunch. Ought to be a pretty good ride day. Y'all come on and go with us. Day 2 of the trip, Naples, Florida to Key West, going through the Tamiami Trail. Hopefully see a few gators and a couple of them old pythons. You ready, Big John?
Yes, sir.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's roll.
Day number 2, we got up early that morning, had breakfast, packed our motorcycles, and we were off down the Tamiami Trail. Little history about the Tamiami Trail. It was a direct route built in the early 1900s that was straight from Tampa, Florida down to Miami, Florida. That's how it got its name, the Tamiami Trail. It went right through the heart of the Everglades. Back in the early 1900s when it was built, the engineers, thinking they were doing a marvelous thing, building this trail through the Everglades, not knowing that they were cutting off the regular water flow from Lake Okeechobee down through the Everglades into the Gulf of Mexico. Ever since the road has been built, the Everglades have been suffering from it. It's been a dying piece of property in Florida. It's an entire ecosystem that was just about to die completely out. Federal government stepped in along with state government. They've been rebuilding the Tamiami Trail. They've put in a series of bridges along the way. They are still under construction with it. They have got the water flowing back normally from Lake Okeechobee back through the Everglades out into the Gulf of Mexico. They hope by 2030 the Everglades looks like it used to before the Tamiami Trail was ever even built. Once we got to Key Largo, of course, we rode the Overseas Highway US 1 from Key Largo to Key West. We stopped, we had lunch at Robbie's. If you've never been to Robbie's, I would definitely recommend you stop and have lunch there. It is a upper key icon many people that make the travel to Key West stops at Robbie's, but if you've never been, I would definitely recommend that you do. The Overseas Highway makes up numerous bridges. You have 7 Mile Bridge, which is a very interesting bridge, very long bridge. We also had Fred the Tree we got to see on the way. That's an icon for Key West. It's a famous Australian pine. It is become a symbol and a landmark symbol of the Keys for resilience and for charm. Day 2, we ended up, of course, that evening at Key West, where we were there for the next 3 days to explore. You know, day 3 and 4, we spent riding the Overseas Highway again between Key West and Key Largo. Just a beautiful ride. You've got the Atlantic Ocean on one side, you have the Gulf of Mexico on the other side. The Overseas Highway actually consists of 46 bridges that connect the mainland to Key West. A lot of great sights, a lot of beautiful views, as we've already talked about. You know, great places to stop, such as Robbie's, seeing Fred the Tree, seeing the old railroad trestle that was destroyed in the Great Hurricane in the 30s at Key West. Is still standing. Just a beautiful ride. Once you go over 7 Mile Bridge, it's just miles of water on both sides. The water is like you've never seen before, just different shades of blue. It is a really, really pretty ride, and it's one that you definitely should have on your bucket list if you're here in the United States. I would say it's probably within the top 5 rides in this country that you should make. So definitely, if you don't have it on your bucket list, you should definitely put it on your bucket list. Hey man, we spent a great deal of time in Key West. Hey, what they say about the nightlife, a lot of little bars open, all live music. Duval Street is a pretty unique place. Famous places like Sloppy Joe's, Ernest Hemingway's home, you know, Boar's Head. Just a lot of cool little bars right on the water. The most iconic spot is the old buoy, 90 miles from Cuba, the southernmost point. Definitely a great place to have a picture with your bike. Just a really, really cool little island. Key West was actually founded in 1513 by Ponce de Leon as he was looking for the Fountain of Youth. So it's been around a really long time, and it's a really cool place to visit. Hey, day number 5, it was time for us to leave Key West and head back toward Valdosta, Georgia. We got up early that morning, had a cup of coffee. Of course, it was raining sideways in Key West. Funny thing, it's not the raining season there, but man, you wouldn't have known it that morning. It was absolutely flooding that day. We knew we had 600 miles to make. We could not wait around that day. We were going to make the entire ride back because we had weather coming into Georgia the next day. So we saddled up on the bikes. We put on the rain suits, packed our bags, and headed for Georgia. It was a heck of a ride, but it was one that I would never regret doing. Like I said, it should be on your bucket list if you live in the United States. I would put it in the top 5 rides of this country. The views and the sights of the Overseas Highway, riding through the middle of the Everglades, is definitely a picture that you want to remember. With that, we hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and please share and please subscribe.